Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode where today we're gonna I don't really know. It's gonna be a slower episode because uh I struggle with hang on, don't look over there. I struggle with keeping on like one topic to talk about, and it's hard, and it makes it harder for me to stay on one topic when I'm in the process of building something and there's time lapses and everything. But I was going to talk about how recently I went on a trip, and I was going to be doing a um more uh it's not going to be like a big build. I'm just going to be terraforming, but I was going to talk about the trip while I was doing so because I'm getting ready for my next big build, which you guys don't get to know what it is yet, but it was really hard for me not to do this when I was setting it up. But I have a lot of TNT, and there was a creeper in there. It despawned. It was a creeper, but there's a lot of TNT, I think, and there's a little bit underground. I was a little lazy. I didn't do all the way underground, but so I was gonna talk about my trip right after this. It's going.
It is going.
Yes. This. Oh, I didn't really get a good shot of it. Oh, and some survived. Well, oh, and there's the cave. Oh no! Oops. Oh, well. So, talking about the trip, try to squeeze in some videos here and there, or not videos, but like pictures. So, basically, let's see, where to start. So I do this with my Christian Boy Scout group. It's called Trail Life. Okay. If anybody's interested and stuff, it's very good. Some pretty good boys there. They teach you a lot of good fundamentals of like being a man more than just outdoorsiness. Like, so doing that with them. We went up to Boundary Waters, Minnesota, for Minnesota. Very lovely. Let's see, what else? Basically, it was, let's see, it's a long drive. It was a brutal car ride. So, let's see, where to start? So we're driving up, and so we had to take a day to get acclimated up there, right? So it's up in by this place called Ely. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's E-L-Y. It's past a place called Duluth. I think I'm saying that one right. Oh, there's two there, or something. So go up there, take our day to get acclimated, and basically just chilling. So we got the campsite. It's raining when we get there. And so we just whoop. Dude, one hard damage is insane. And there's a drown down here. So take our day to get acclimated. It's raining. Nothing much goes on. Next day, we go to the place where we are like renting our canoes from. So basically, there's like, we had 8 people go, 5 boys, 3 adults. One of those adults slightly scares me. Okay, just slightly. I know him a little better now than he scared me a lot more before the trip, but I know him better after the trip. But he was a Green Beret, so very scary to some degree. He's got a dark sense of humor. But so we got 3 adults, one Green Beret. So it's like, I feel safe with them because it's like, oh, we're in the wild. He'll help us survive. But then it's also like, oh, it's really scary. You just know. But so, let's see. So we're going. Sorry. We're going, and then we get to the place. It was like an hour away from our campsite, and we get on the water. It's probably like 9, maybe. So we go to about 3. We did about 8 miles, and so then we get to a campsite, and that's where we're going to be staying for the night. We were out here for like, we were out in the wild for like 4 nights, 5-ish days. Okay, so it's pretty rough. So we're going. We saw a lot of eagles, and hopefully I can get some pictures in here. You know what I need? I need a shovel. But so we're going, and we get to the campsite. Beautiful campsite. There was an island like right in front of where we were staying, and you only had to do like 2 or 3 portages to get there. And so we get to the island, or not the, we get to the campsite by the island, and we got all our tent set up and everything, our bear bags, and get our freeze-dried meals cooked up, and then we get back out onto the water, and, or actually no, we didn't get back on the water. Sorry. We go to just like hang out, and a couple people went to fish. My dad, he was one of the adults, was fished. You know what? I'm gonna do something. Never thought I'd do. I'm going to literally make a diamond shovel because I can. I know I talk about how bad shovels are, but I'm being like a hypocrite right now. But anyways, so get out onto the water, right? And we're going to no, wait, hang on, I'm getting confused. See, I can't multitask. So we're doing. Let me look. Efficiency 2. Why would I do efficiency 2 when I can do efficiency 2? I'm gonna go to villagers. Give me a minute. Can't multitask. I'm telling you guys, those villagers are gonna scam me so much. I need to let a zombie in there, but then I'll die. Should have got a mending book. Oh well. Okay, so where was I? Pardon the puberty. Let's see, we were talking about, oh my goodness, this is actually kind of nice. We were going to talk about, we just got on the water, saw a couple eagles, got the first campsite. Alright, first campsite, the island. So my dad and another boy, they go, this boy, he's big time fisherman, okay, but, so they go to fish on one of the canoes, and my friend, who, is actually, if you've seen my episode, I think 5, on Lucky Block, I think he made it kind of an appearance in that one, and like said he was online, Def Dino, so that was, he got to share that journey with me. So basically, he went over to, and swam over to the island, and he was, what? And so, he's over there. I'm going to bed. Lightning storm. Creeper heads.
anyways, he went over to the island. He was over there for maybe like 45 minutes. He was over there for a while. And so my dad and my other friend who were fishing eventually went over there. Friend got off the boat and he went and hung out on there for like 5 minutes with him, and then they had to come back. And so my dad was in the canoe, and he was just like right next to them while they were swimming back in the canoe. And he was in the canoe. Hang on, that sounds. Hang on. He was in the canoe. They were swimming back. He was next to them in the canoe. Just try to use brain power. Okay, so he's in there, and basically, we're like 2 feet. They're 2 feet from our campsite, and my dad's like, "Holy cow! There's a giant snapping turtle," and they're like, "What? You're making that up?" And sure enough, there was this massive snapping turtle. It was huge. And the one boy that likes to fish a lot, he's kind of small, so that thing ripped his leg off. But it was big. They got out, and it would just like glare at them. It was just it was a very grumpy turtle. Reminded me of a cat. But so basically, after that, let's see. So then night happened, and we went to bed. Basically, I need to light this up so no mobs spawn down here. Go to bed. Next morning, we're met with the bad news that the last 2 days of the trip are going to storm very badly. Like an insane amount. And so basically, like one of the leaders, he's like, okay, so it's your guys' trip, but it is going to rain. So either you guys can choose to push, so that way we have to do less when it rains, or just be chill and take it slow. And so we're all like, all right, let's push, let's get it done. Don't want to get stuck out in the storm. It'd be pretty brutal. So we do that, and basically, we're doing it. And so we push, and what happens next is, till we get to our next campsite, basically. I don't really remember anything else. There might have been like some insight. Oh no, it was a really windy day that day, that's right. And I was with my friend, and actually, no, hang on, I don't remember. I was with my friend in that day, but I think the the windy day was the day after that. And I don't remember, I can't remember anything from that day right now. Saw some more eagles, a couple animals. Portages, there's a lot of portages. The campsite was really nice, too. But so, let's see. We did everything. My friend was navigating that day, that's right. And so I'm in the boat with him. He's not good at navigating. He's also a klutz. Deaf Dino. He's the klutz. Okay. And basically what happens is we're probably like a mile from the campsite, and he drops his map in the water. And it was funny in the moment. It's not as funny right now, but I like making fun of him for it. So we get to the campsite. It's really nice. And then it's like, it's gonna storm still bad, so we decide, well, guess we're still pushing. So continuing, and next morning, I believe it was my turn to navigate for the day. And so that's nice. I'm better at navigating. I've played enough Zelda to know how to read maps. And basically, we're going, and this was the windy day. Yeah. So it's really windy. And it was It was good. It was a mellow day. Actually, so before we got into the wind, there was like smaller lakes, and those ones, they were fine because those trees would block all the wind, right? But so there was the half-mile portage right before when it got windy, and none of us had really done any portaging before this trip. And so I'm like, told my friend, I'm like, I can't do this portage all by myself. Like, yeah, I wasn't doing my bag with it at the same time like I would uh, make 2 trips, but I'm like, and he brought 2 bags too. He was a dork, and they weren't even like backpacking bags. But so basically, I'm like, I'll go halfway. When I get halfway, I'll set it down, and then you just come back and get it, and I'll go back and get my stuff. And he's like, okay. And so I give him like a couple-minute head start, so that way he can get there faster and just do like a handoff. And so I'm thinking, as I'm carrying this canoe, it was like a plastic canoe, it was like 35 pounds, but it's long and awkward to carry, and it's rocky terrain, and it's very uphill and everything. But so I'm thinking, I'm like, I feel like I've gone half a mile, but I'm not good with like knowing distances very well. Like I'm like, I don't think I actually went half a mile, because like you know how you are when you're tired. You're like, oh, I want to say I went half a mile, but probably actually didn't. So I just kept pushing, and I'm like, I'm sure he'll be around in a couple minutes, and I can just hand it off to him. And so I keep going, and then I see the one boy who likes to fish, and I'm like, oh, he must have be walking back to go grab any. It was so awesome. Like everybody was very nice and helped like get everybody else's gear after they made their trips. It was very awesome in the portages. But so I'm like, oh, he must just be going back. And he's like, all right, you guys are almost there. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I get to the end of the portage, and I'm like, you left me. And he's like, I just got here. And my brother's like, he did not just get here. I'm like, bro. And so I was so mad, and I'm like, you get to paddle me the rest of the day, which ended up not happening because it was windy, and he would not have been able to do that. But so I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now. But then I felt like a boss after that, so, you know, it was a good trade-off. So, let's see. We're going, and then it gets windy. So we take a break right before, like, open water where it's going to be bad. And we're going to be, like, in open water for, like, an hour. And so we take a little bit of break, lunch break, breather, you know. And then we get out on the water. And so the Green Beret guy is the dad of the boy that likes to fish, okay? So, just for more context. So, my younger brother was in a boat with my dad. And then I was in a boat with Deaf Dino. And then the fishing boy was in a boat with his dad. Okay? So, his dad's probably like about 200 pounds, maybe. He's a tall dude, okay? This dude is very tall. And, so, it's like, I'd want to say he was maybe, I think the one boy who likes fish is like 80 pounds. And then the dad's bag is like another 100 pounds or something, like a little more than that. And so, we're going. They're getting tossed because when you have a bigger person in the back and a smaller person in the front, which is what you're supposed to do, because bigger person is supposed to steer, which is easier to do in the back. But the size difference was so great that it made it like a sail. And so they were getting tossed by the wind a bunch. But so me and Def Dino, we are about the same weight, I would say, like by 5 pounds off or so. And so we're going, and it's brutal, okay? We were like in the back, and we were being really slow. And so I'm like, you know what? we need to lock in. And so we started singing Disney princess songs and Let It Go and everything in between like that. And then we like got into the front of the pack, and it was pretty funny. And then he likes Greatest Showman, so we sung that too. But so yeah. Then after like a lot of open water, we finally get to the campsite, which is an awesome little island, and it's super cool and just a cool little experience. Oh, and by the way, the there are latrines. Just FYI, not that they're much better. They were disgusting, but there are latrines at every campsite and a campfire, like spot with like a grate on it. So, we get to the next campsite. It's an island.
And, well, my friend, he was messing around while I was trying to fish. Which, more context, I had been making my own fishing poles. Like, the Greenberry guy showed me how to make a fishing hook, and, so I'd been trying my luck at it. Didn't go super well, but, I didn't catch anything. But they looked cool. Yeah, I was proud. So, basically, I was, like, trying to make a fishing pole, because my dad, he let me use his fishing pole, which it wasn't like the best fishing pole, but that thing, I was struggling. The string kept coming undone. Okay, so after that, my friend, he was messing around, Dip Dino, he was messing around with his phone. I don't know why he brought it. He likes taking pictures. That's why he brought it. Yeah. And so where he's messing around. Don't feel like that looks natural. He's messing around with it, and he's like, "Oh, my friend's on Discord or something," and we're like, "Oh, that's nice," and he's like, "I'm gonna see if I can call him on it," and so I'm like, "Okay, whatever, probably not gonna work." It worked, and so I got to call some people, and they all freaked out when we called them because they're like, "Oh no, something's probably wrong. They're probably in trouble and they need help with something, and we're not going to do anything." And so, but it was fine, and so it's just a cool little thing, and we got to call people and be like, "Hey, we're at an island. Just if you want to know, we're calling you from an island." And so that was really cool. Then one point they went off to fish, and so I'm like, "Okay, well then I'm gonna pee," and so I peed, and I'm like, "You know what? How many other people can do this? Nobody else can be on an island, get a beautiful view of a lake, urinate, and watch an eagle fly around." I'm like, pretty cool. So, I thought it, I don't know, that was dumb. But so, let's see. Then, we went and they caught a fish. We had caught like 4 or 5 fish, but none of them were big enough to actually eat. And so this one was big enough to eat, so we're like, yeah, let's eat it. And so what we went, we ate it, and I was like, we have filleted fish before, but we bought them. And this was utterly mortifying because they like filleted it while it was still alive, and I'm like, it's breathing and you're filleting it right now, and they're like, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, it's so messed up. I know there's probably a lot of people making fun of me right now, but I'm like, I would have like smacked it a couple times on a rock before doing anything like that. And so they kill it, we eat it, it tastes pretty good. And the mosquitoes the entire time were miserable. Literally, you could hear them at night. it was bad. Like, after the trip, my clothes didn't smell like BO, they smelled like bug spray. It was brutal. Like, we sprayed this stuff on our tents beforehand, that's like cancer causing and can kill dogs when wet. And they still were everywhere. And I'm like, these mosquitoes are insane. Fun fact, by the way, did you know that there's like 300,000 mosquito like species? And not only that, but that girl mosquitoes are the only ones that bite you. Boy mosquitoes drink nectar, at least in most cases. So let's see. We are getting decent here. So you know, mosquitoes. Next morning, it's supposed to rain. I think it's supposed to do a little bit of raining, so we had to get up early, and we saw a beaver. We saw beavers like almost every day, but this one was up close. And so, beaver, and it like slapped its tail and everything. That was cool. Some more eagles, and then, it's like, we got up at like 6 or something, and, so we get to the campsite, and like by 2, maybe, and it's just like, oh, what do we do? And it barely rained. And so we only had like 4 miles left in the entire trip at this point because we pushed so much. And we did like 50 miles and like 30-ish portages maybe. And so we we're like, it's gonna storm tomorrow, but might as well just hang out for a little bit and just stay out in nature for one more day. And so that's what we did, and we're like, you know what, we can take it easy in the morning, it's just 4 miles, and the rain shouldn't be coming in till like 10 or so, and it shouldn't be terrible. And we're like, okay, so we go, and we're like, we just chill most of the day, played some cards and everything. And then we decided to go to bed early because, like, you had to go to bed early or else you get eaten by the mosquitoes. So it's like 9 o'clock every night they'd be out. And it was insane. So go to bed early, but didn't necessarily sleep. I remember that the conversation that night was on what avatar bending, like, what we would be if we were an avatar bender and, like, what we wanted to be. So, go to bed, and then after that, in the morning, well, actually, I woke up a couple of times that night, and every time I did, it's because it was just pouring rain outside, and it was, like, so much. It was, it was brutal, and, like, there was lightning, and, like, lit up the entire tent. It was very loud. It was, like, had it been very close. So, next morning, we're woken up early, and we're like, bro, like, I thought we were gonna take a chill day, and he's like, the leader, he's like, the rain is coming, and it is very bad, and we're like, oh, and so, we had to get out of there, and so, there were a couple times when we had to get off the water because it was raining too hard, and there was lightning, and, everything, so, but we, like, stood out in the rain for an hour or something, or so, maybe, and, it was just pouring, all of our gear was wet, the canoes, like, flooded, and, so, it wasn't but it wasn't like boring or anything when we were standing around. It was just like, oh, it's raining. It was pouring really bad. So, um, the end, let's see. So the entire time that we were waiting around, though, it was really fun because my Deaf Dino guy, he it's so funny. He does Trump impressions so well, and it's so hysterical. And he's like, you know what else? It uh, hits hard like this rain. Kimmy and his bombs. And it's like, I was like, oh my gosh, and it's so funny, but it's like, I don't know if you should be saying this, and it's so good though. And he's like, Kimmy rains down his bombs like this rain and launches them on everybody, and he's so good at it. But so then, let's see. So then after a while, the rain kind of, there was no more lightning, but it was still raining pretty hard. And so we're like, all right, let's just go. So we finally get to the end, and it's like it was really cool. But so we get to the end, and then we're staying at another campground with like RVs and everything, just for that night, regain some energy, and then we're gonna head home in the morning. And so we stay there, and the stars were insane. Because we didn't get to see the stars when we were actually out in the wilderness because we had to be in by 9 o'clock, or else we'd get devoured. So that was really cool. And yeah, and ride home, brutal as any long ride, but it was a great experience. Really glad I got to go on it. So yeah, that is too high. So yeah, I'm gonna do all this, but since the story's over. So yeah, slower episode, but just story, and just had a blast on the trip, and I hope you guys enjoy hearing about my adventures. And so yeah, hope to see you in the next one, where we are going to be building some stuff, a bigger project. It's going to be a pretty big project over there. So yeah, goodbye, and thanks for watching. Have a good day, and yeah, peace out.